Elite, APPF1, round, I don't know, 4 I'm assuming, Austria. Oh no, wait, it's around 6 or something like that. Anyway, Austria. We have, I believe, 12 or 13 racers today, and Austria is always a fun track to race at. It's short, not a lot of corners, so usually it's quite close, and it's you have to hook up basically every corner because it's very easy. If you mistake one corner, you're gonna mess up. If you mess up one corner, you're just gonna sorry. If you mess up one corner, and your lap is basically ruined because there's not just many corners to make that time back up again. Okay. Now let's see. Let's get these details going. Gap fastest lap. Track map enabled. I don't see anybody going out yet. It's been 40 seconds. There we go, and the Red Bull of F-Tronk is going out. We'll be watching his out lap and his lap as he gets out of the pits. Austria, I believe, has 10 turns. Turn 2 not really being a turn. Yeah. Let's see what the lap times are going to be. Hello. Oh, as F-Trunk has spun. That's not going to be great for the tires. That would be a flat spot, but I don't believe that exists in this. Oh, maybe it does exist, but it's not that bad in this game, at least. It is going to get the tires warm, though. Okay, let's look at Vans Racing now. To start off the qualifying session. He's in the McLaren. He's just getting his lap ready. It's very easy to invalidate here, especially at the end of the lap where the tires are heating up and the pressure is on. Okay, DRS enabled as he starts his lap 1. Try to go wide in turn 1 and then get a nice exit out of there as there's yellow flags all across the field. It's very easy to lose time in this corner, especially when hitting curbs. Then down turn 2 isn't really a corner. Turn 3, hard braking zone, as it's very easy to lock up as well. And then you try to get a good exit out of there. Watch out that you don't spin it, because you can spin the car even like in 3rd and 4th gear. If you turn your wheel too much, then you're heading down to turn 4. Also easy to lock up. Usually people go here side by side in the race later. Keep it nice and tight. Then go to the outside. Turns, I believe this is 6. Nicely done. Avoid that curb, or try to avoid that curb on the inside there in turn 7. Because that curb is deadly. Here again, you try to avoid that curb or touch it ever so slightly, like Vans just does. Nice exit out of the final corner. Open DRS, what is it going to be? The benchmark lap is going to be 1:7.6. As we look at the Red Bull of S-Tronk, he's going to put it on 1:6.2. As Vans Racing was a little bit cautious with his lap. What is Ghost going to put in? Nothing, because that was his start of the lap. Okay. As Rick just finishes up his lap, it's going to be a 1:6.6. That's going to slot into P2. As Lifeboat sets a 1:5.2, setting the fastest lap of the session so far. Lifeboat usually a good benchmark to beat, because his qualifying laps are always good. As Reshka sets a 1:5.6, also going into the 1.5s. As the times are tumbling, not down but getting in, as Plang gets on that yellow curb that is very deadly and can spin you around very easily. Let's see if somebody's on that lap. Ghost here just finishing up his lap, depleted almost all of his battery. Seems like, I'm assuming, a second lap. Let's see what he's gonna put. He's gonna put a 1.5.3. Wow. That's gonna slot him to P2 right behind Lifeboat. Lifeboat still on pole position for the moment. On Friday, the times were 1.4.8s. Let's see if any of these drivers can crack the 1.4s. But with the track improving, that might be very much so possible. As we look at Van's racing, he's 2 seconds down, so I'm assuming that's a in lap. Is it? No, it's not. Oh, you can't enter the pits that way. That's gonna be that could cost you something, Vans. Pit entry can be deceiving. There's a white line there. Let's see if Aces takes it right. No, he doesn't, but he's also not going in. As the Ferrari, as Monte Perez also, I believe, cuts the track. But Aces is starting his lap now. There we go. Wide. Cut back. Hit the curb ever so slightly. Nice exit. Open DRS. Flat. Flat turn 2. Down into turn 3. That's the hard braking zone. Is he going to go on the green? Yes, he is. Easy to lock up. He locks up a slight amount as he sets a purple first sector. Opens DRS. Doesn't get too much wheel spin off that exit. Let's see. Hard braking zone into turn 4. Easy to lock up. He doesn't. Keeps it tidy. Early on power there. Now keep it tight and wide. Nicely done. As here, stay away from that inside curb. Watch out that you don't get too much curb on the outside here. This could be a very good lap for Aces. Let's see. He's just gonna need to finish these 2 corners, and he invalidates his lap. That's very sad to see. What would it have been? It would have been a 5.9, as it seems. As we look at drivers who are out here, Rick, 2 seconds up. That might have been a bank lap, and as he's coming in, he said 3 laps on these tires. Oh, I'm assuming that was then 2 messed up laps for the Dutchman there. Let's see. F1 Trunk on his out lap. There we go, just warming up his tires to set up to start his lap. Second run in Q and qualifying. Let's see, open DRS. He is lagging on my screen a little bit. It slightly touches those yellow curbs, which you need to be very careful about. Slightly goes into the grass there before turn 3. Doesn't take turn 4 as wide as he could, but he doesn't lose it on the exit. As again, purple sector 1, although that could be glitched, as it so often is in this game. Hopefully that pack marker isn't going to block him in qualifying. Doesn't seem to be, as he is getting a slight toe off of that McLaren. Anyway, nicely stays away from that inside curb in turn 7, I believe. As Ghost retires from the session, and FCRF Trunk also cutting the pit entry. That not being the smartest move here. What has happened to Ghost? As LB has crashed with Ghost's car. Damage to his car, I believe. Yeah, there's no left front wing plate. And Ghost, well, he's in P2 crashing out, or getting crashed potentially. That's always sad to see. I mean, he was definitely on a lap, so maybe it was a back marker in the way. LB was on his out lap. Let's see. Anyways, as LB is heading into the pits to get that wing damage repaired for his life. Life is just about to finish his lap. Watch out that you don't invalidate on the last corner exit, as it is going to be a 1.4.8. He is going to go into the 104s. The first person to do it today. He has 0.5 to P2 at the moment, but the other drivers are setting their lap times. So let's see. As Seb Mali, I believe, just set his lap. So let's look at spelled wrong. No, Aces is setting his lap. Right? Yes, Aces is setting his lap. Let's see. Nice exit out of turn 1. Open DRS. As, yes, he also gets another purple sector in sector 1, which means that this is definitely glitched. Anyway, slight lockup into turn 3, but not too bad as he's on the grass during this straight. Little wide line, but nothing too bad. I mean, his current time is 1:14, so he can only improve. Yes. Hello there. As he is just about to finish his lap. 8th gear, watch out that you don't touch that curb too much, because that could cost you time. Watch out on the exit on the final turn that you don't invalidate your lap as he has done previously. What is it going to be? It's going to be 1.6.2, which is going to put him at P8. Very close there. P6 to P11, 0.3 in between as somebody spun, I believe. Okay, let's look at Spelled Wrong's lap. He's just finishing up, final corner to go. He eats that curb. Let's see, open DRS. It's going to be a 1.54. That's going to put him into P3. Nice lap by Spelled Wrong in the Red Bull. Also very close between him and Reshka. Let's see. That Haas just touching that inside curb, as I said before, which is so deadly, and the Ferrari having to avoid that. Well, the Ferrari, it doesn't seem to be on a good lap, as he is not allowed to cut that white line. Guys. Oy, oy, oy. Okay. As, look at this, picture perfect aces versus kings, showing them how you should cut the pit entry, or go into the pit entry. As LB is also heading into the pits in front of him. Let's look at Spelled Wrong's lap. He's just finishing up 3%. That's not a lot of battery left. What is it going to be? Oh, and he goes into the pits. Guys, I'm not sure. Maybe they all didn't listen to the rules, or maybe they changed between today and Friday. But you can't just enter the pits like that, guys. At least I don't think so. I don't know. If the rules have changed, if somebody's watching and knows that, please comment that. But I'm not sure. I don't think they have. As the McLaren of as Rick is finishing up his lap, he's currently P5. He's looking to improve. What is it going to be? It's going to be a 1.5.3, which is going to put him back into P3 behind Ghost, missing out Ghost's position by 14 milliseconds. So very close between him and Ghost for the moment, although Ghost will not improve in this session as he locks up into turn 3. Let's look at Seb Male's qualifying lap as he sets his final lap of Q3. Oh, he's weaving on the straights, so this might be just another out lap, getting those tires warm, I suppose. As he is, yeah, he probably messed up turn 1. He's 0.8 down already, and he is just gonna spare those tires and just go again next lap. Let's see, Womack's here on his out lap. Everybody looking to set new lap times. Who's out in P1? Is it Rick? Yes, he's heading in. As Rick doesn't go over the white line, so I'm assuming that the rules haven't changed. Let's see what the race director or race directors are going to say about that at the end. Anyways, as Womack starts his final lap of qualifying, opens up DRS, gets a nice exit out of that last corner, down into turn 1. You can use all the track there. Watch out, be careful on throttle here. Doesn't touch the yellow curb. Let's see if he manages to not lock up into turn 3. He doesn't too badly. Gets a good exit out of there. Very important. You see. As there's a spinner, which is Lifebout. He's fumbled the bag. He's not cooking up a lap, at least anytime soon. Oh, but he still has 2 minutes, so it's fine. He'll be setting on another lap soon. As he, anyway, finishes up that out lap then. Womack's finishing his lap now, 40% ERS left. He's going to chuck it into the last corner. That's very wide, but he goes off the power to not get it invalidated. What is it going to be? Is it going to be an improvement? Yes, it is. That's going to put him in P6, even though he did make that mistake. And that did cost him time. Let's see, Seb Molly not able to improve. He might... this might, though, be his lap, although he doesn't have a lot of ERS left to set a qualifying lap, as Monte Perez just set a lap. Let's see. Vans just crossing the line, improving. That'll put him into P12. As Lifeboat just started his lap. Let's see. Lifeboat doesn't avoids that yellow curb, opens up his DRS as there's a yellow flag right before the start-finish straight. What's happened there? Oh, it's probably people pitting. But why does that look... Oh no, Plang has retired. As Lifeboat has retired as well. No, I just missed that. That's unlucky. He probably spun out of turn 3. Let's see, LB Racing setting up for his final lap. Attempt out of Q3. Didn't go that wide. He's going to eat that curb into turn 1 as the McLaren goes onto the grass to not be in the way of LB. LB braking a little bit early, being a little bit cautious into turn 3. Getting a little bit, little wheel spin out of the exit there as well. As there's another yellow flag, but I believe that's due to people being on their in laps. As LB is very much sogging that inside, even being on the grass right there. Very close to invalidating that lap. As, ooh, running wide into turn 7. Let's see, this could still be an improvement. As he needs to watch out for those cars in front. Final turn. Is he going to get it hooked up? He is. Just exit out of the final corner. And he is going to put himself back into P12. Very close stuff between these guys. As Seb isn't sitting another lap. Let's see. F1 Trunk also not setting another lap. Okay. And that was qualifying of APV1 Elite. Nice. As Womack's retires there, but... Oh, so he just retires. Okay. There we go. We finally loaded in. As our pole position, NIST, again, is Lifeboat, the only driver to crack the 1.4s. In P2, Ghost, who retired. I believe he only set one lap. No, he did set two. Oh no, but he invalidated his first one. So yeah, he'd only set one lap time. So nicely done by Ghost. P2, P3 for Rick, P4 for Spelled Wrong, and these guys all are very close to each other. 1 second in between P2 and P12. Spelled Wrong P4, Reshka P5 in the Alpine. P6 Seb Malley, P7 Womax, Ace of Rose Kings 9, no, Ace vs. Kings 8, Monte Perez 9, and to round out the top 10, F1 Tronk. Let's see. Now, I have no clue what the weather is, so it could be raining, it could be dry. We'll see what the strategies are, what the weather is. As it looks very much so dry on track at the moment. People deciding in what they'll what their race strategy will be like for the race. I'm gonna assume that it's hard mediums or mediums hards. Those hard tires being very, very understeery, especially at the beginning of the race. With the full tank, I'm assuming that a couple of drivers will choose the medium options, and maybe some front runners trying the hard to just have that extra pace at the end of the race. But let's see. Okay, here we go. This formation lap is on. Let's see, Lifeboat on hards. Ghost and Rick, I believe not. You can look at the tire choice from everybody at the moment. Hards for Life, mediums for Ghost, hards for Rick, hards for Spelled Wrong, mediums for Reshka, and Seb Malay. Hards, hards again, medium, medium, hard, hard, and then one person on soft. That's Vans Racing. He's going to be hoping for a safety car, I assume. And he's going to be looking to make up very definitely the two positions in front of him on those hard tire compounds, and then more. Lifeboat on those hard tires. That's probably the optimal strategy, but those medium tires with Ghost behind them are very much so better, especially at the start of the race. As here we just saw, two-stop strategy would be soft, medium, medium, and medium hard being the other strategy that you could choose. Okay. Now let's do interval gaps. Position changes, telemetry enabled, and lap data enabled. Perfect. Now we're all set. As Lifeboat is trying to get temperature in his tires, Ghost as well, weaving, constantly weaving, as the drivers behind are... Oh, there's a guy, an Alpine in front of the Red Bull. As the Red Bull of Spelled Wrong does have some grass on his tires, maybe there was some spins there that I missed. As we again see the tire choice, powered by AWS. Thank you for that. These guys weaving, trying to get temperatures into their tires. The Alpine very close to that. Was it Red Bull? No. Williams. As everyone's just getting themselves into their grip positions. Some people missing their stopping points by a little bit. It'll all be sorting itself out. There we go. 3, 4, 5 lights. And away we go. Lifeboat getting a good start. Ghost not getting the best of starts. Rick also getting some tire spin at the end there. As we see them go side by side. at the back there, although Lifeboat is very much so in front of Ghost, very much so in front of Rick, and the people there strinkling in as these guys are going side by side, the Red Bull and the McLaren, and the Haas and the Alpine. 4 cars separated by 3 cars lengths. Let's see, are there going to be any overtakes here? Aces versus Kings has the McLaren right in front of his nose, so he won't be able to gain a position. He's going to lose that position to the Alpine in the end. As we can see, those hard tires not being great for Aces versus Kings at the moment. Let's see. Yes, FCR trunk definitely gaining some position on those medium tires with that softer compound. As we'll see Ghost probably on the rear of Lifeboat for the next 10 laps if he's not going to get by instantly, because these mediums are definitely much faster than the hards at the moment. As we see the Alpine going very wide there. Everybody's still single file through turn 1. I'm not sure why I don't see the interval. That's because Ghost has overtaken Lifeboat. Let's see, they're going side by side. Now it's about a drag race to turn 4, but Ghost getting the better exit with those medium tires. Lifeboat now able to stick behind him, but he's not going to get enough of a slipstream to make anything out of that. Lifeboat just going to have to stick behind Ghost for now, as Ghost will try to pull away, get out of that crucial DRS range, although DRS isn't that strong in this game. Yet it does help. It'll give you probably like 4/10 a lap, if that. Rick will try to stick behind these 2 guys, almost a second out of range already. Now he is a second out of range. That's going to be a problem for him, as Reshka is right behind him on those medium tires. He's going to be fighting with Rick. Let's see. These guys, my interval gap is kind of messed up, so I might be missing some position changes. But let's see. Let's focus on Rick for the moment, as Lifeboat does seem to be a little bit far behind. As Rick is definitely under threat. Is Reshka going down to his inside? No, he's going around his outside. He's going to be forced wide by Rick. And Reshka is going to get a bad exit. This will help Rick for the moment. I'm not sure how clean that was though. But Rick does get that DRS off of Lifeboat. Very crucial for him. As my interval setting does sort itself out. Aces vs Kings has that Ferrari on his rear. Ferrari being fitted medium tires compared to his hards. There we go, Lifeboat still within a second of Ghost. Both have equally ERS at the moment, as Ghost sets the fast lap on 1:8.5 to the dot. Let's see. Up into turn 3. This is a pretty big DRS train from Ghost to Reshka, and then back down from Spelled Wrong to LB Racing. As everybody's just a little bit out of everybody's range. Here, the Alpine, the Ferrari being the closest, which is 2 Aces. As the Alpine of playing going a little wide, as Ace is going to use, he is going to use a lot of ERS to get that inside, but he is going to back out a little bit, gonna stick behind for now. As that Alpine is blinking, showing him that he only has 15% ERS left, if that. As the Alpine is very slow on that exit of last turn, as everybody at top 3 setting fastest lap after fastest lap. Interesting to see. It means that the track is improving and the drivers are getting faster. Let's see. As the Alpine has his little moment there, he's going to head back onto track a little bit dangerously, but that's fine. He saved the car. No damage for him. He's going to lose 5 positions, I believe. No, 5. Yeah. As Aces just has a little lockup in the Ferrari looking down his inside, but he isn't going to get the overtake quite yet there. Lifeboat is within 1 second of Ghost still. These four all being within 1 second, although separated by too much to really attack anybody, as Reshka only has 6% ERS left. Let's see, spelled wrong. Also, not quite as much, but 32%. It's gonna enable him to maybe attack once Reshka is out of that DRS range. Let's see, aces and the Ferrari of Monte Perez, as Monte Perez is 4/10 behind. He's going to be looking to stay behind, try to get the better exit out of turn 3, which he's not quite going to get. He's really low on battery. That's why, maybe. Is he going to look down the inside? Yes, he is, although he's not quite there yet. But he was trying to scare aces for sure. As Lifeboat is very close to Ghost there in Sector 2. This could be an overtake, as he does set the fastest Sector 2 of the Grand Prix so far. Let's see, final turn, 3/10. This is going to be very close. As Rick still keeps his nose barely within the 1 second mark. He's going to be enjoying. As Ghost gets forced into a mistake, he runs wide of turn 1. He's going to now have to use a lot of ERS to stay in front. His Lifeboat is going to have a little look down the inside, as there is a spinner there. The Red Bull of F Trunk. Let's go back to these two. Lifeboat just a little bit too far back to make a dive bomb quite yet. Again, within 3 seconds. As Ferrari's Monte Perez is closer than before, he is going to have a look down the inside. He is going to send it. He's going to have slight contact with aces versus kings, using him to help him break. But aces still being ahead, now having that inside into turn 5. That's going to keep him in front. Ferrari still having to stick behind. As LB gets on that curb, lucky that he doesn't spin there. Let's see, Lifeboat and Ghost still very close to each other, as Ghost nearly touches that yellow curb, and Rick being very close to Lifeboat in this lap in particular, him using a lot of ERS to make Lifeboat maybe defend and use some of his. Lifeboat not really scared though, as he is forced though to use ERS. Let's see if Rick doesn't use any ERS, so he won't be close enough to attack Life in this lap. Let's see, playing and the Red Bull scrambling over positions. These two not having a lot of ERS left in their batteries, as LB Racing is right behind them on 90% ERS. Barely used any yet. As these three front runners are all on 40% ERS left. The Red Bull still being very close to the Alpine of playing, as there is a guy heading to the pits. That's Vans Racing. Very early pit stop, but that's because he's on the soft tires. As we see these three again heading into turn 3. Lifeboat again not being quite close enough to start an attack on Ghost, and Rick falling off a little bit. Let's see if any of these guys are looking to get an overtake done. Yes, they are. Red Bull is trying to overtake playing, although he does lock up and he does get a bad exit, but a better one than LB Racing, and he's not using any of his ERS at the moment. Also breaks early, which is not going to help him, and he's going to just stay behind for now. As Lifeboat was overtaken by Rick, he must have made a mistake there. I missed it. But Rick also being out of the 1 second range for Ghost, This is Ghost's opportunity now to pull away, although he doesn't use any ERS. I'm assuming he's going to try and help Rick stay in front of Lifeboat. Lifeboat being 2/10 close, and Rick losing it on the exit there. Keeping the car, though, undamaged in the process. Losing 3 positions there. 4 positions. He's going to be very annoyed by that, as playing also, no, he just fell back a little bit, as these two are going side by side into turn 3. LB having the inside. Is he going to brake later? No, but the Red Bull just sticking behind, trying for the switchback, but this is not going to work since LB does get the DRS, which means that LB is going to get 1 position up, and he's going to be slotting himself into P9 for the moment. Let's go back to Lifeboat. He's caught up 2/10 within Ghost, as those medium tires might start to fall off, as Lifeboat does have a 3-second time penalty. I'm assuming it's a 3-second time penalty. How do I see that? There we go. Yes. He does. As he's within 2/10 of Ghost, closer than ever before. As there is a yellow flag in Sector 1. What is that playing? And oh, these two guys hit each other again in the pit lane. That's very unfortunate. Let's see. Ghost and Lifeboat. Lifeboat still behind Ghost. Those hard tires really not being the best to overtake somebody, as Pierre Morty spins out of turn 3, probably losing the rear. So easy to do there. Need to watch out on throttle there. As Rick loses... Oh no, wait, who's that? Lifeboat loses it. Losing at least 1 position. As Rick is catching up to Lifeboat. Lifeboat gonna have some hot tires after that spin. Ghost now in the lead within 5 seconds and 9 seconds to Lifeboat. Wow. Lifeboat and Rick, both of them falling out of contention at the moment due to driver errors, as the McLaren... No, just yellow flags without yellow flags needed to be waved. Anyway, as Rick is very close to Lifeboat in this lap, he's going to be using all of his ERS to catch up. He's going to be eyeing down a move. Is he going down to the inside or the outside? He is looking down the inside. He's going to brake late. He's not going to hit Lifeboat like he did a couple of weeks ago. And he is going to stay behind for the moment. Let's see. Vans Racing. Oh, Seth Mallet boxing, pitting and changing his front wing. As Lifeboat and Rick are very close to each other again. Lifeboat on less battery than Rick, and on a worse position because he had the spin far earlier than Rick. Anyway, Rick eyeing up a move down the inside. Is he going to get that move done? No, he's not. They're going to go side by side through turn 3, although Rick is going to get a DRS off that corner, as Seb Male does retire from the session and causing up a safety car or virtual safety car. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, is Ghost going to be able to use that to pit and box for hard tires? I wonder. Let's see. Anyway, Lifeboat, quite lucky that the safety car just came out at that moment, because Rick was just about to overtake Rick gonna be biting his teeth for that one, as Lifeboat is gonna enter the pit lane, as Rick is not, because his pit crew would have held him up for the moment at least. Let's see. It's a little early for... Did he just get a... God damn it. No, he didn't. Did he, what? It's a virtual safety car, right? Yes, it is. And it's green. Go, go, go. As we see Ghost right, oh no, spelled wrong, right behind Ghost, exiting the pit lane. As Ghost is on cold, hard tires, he's going to be trying to do a lot to not let Spelled Wrong overtake him. It's not going to be enough. Spelled Wrong is going to be side by side and ahead before the braking zone. Watch out that he doesn't outbrake himself. He doesn't, and Ghost is going to have to sit tucked behind Spelled Wrong for the moment. Crucial maybe for Life or Rick, depending on how you see it. As Lifeboat is on those medium tires, he's going to have to do 23 laps with these. If he's going to the end with those medium tires, taking a lot of curb. It's very risky, because you can easily lose that car if you take that much curb. Anyway, Rick now starting lap 15. He's provisional leader. He does have a penalty, and he hasn't pitted yet. So let's see what this strategy call will do as Aces just gets ahead of Wumax. Ace is now up into P2 as there is another yellow flag from PRL Multiparis as he spins again out of turn 1. Oh no, he spun out of turn 3 last time. But he does spin again, which is going to allow Vance to catch up and overtake him. Let's see if he's going to put up a fight. Not quite on those hot tires. And I really need to watch out on this exit of turn 3 as Vance Racing is just going to pull away. Let's see here, Lifeboat right behind Rishka. Taking again a lot of curb. That's unnecessary. I don't believe that you can gain time via that, but hey, to each their own. Let's see. This should be a easy overtake as Ghost is right behind Spelled Wrong as well. Now with DRS, ERS pulling alongside way before the braking point, he's going to be ahead. And he's going to be focusing now at the guys in front of him. As Lifeboat is going to aim to do the same thing. He's going to dive down the inside on those medium tires with more grip. Just need to leave the car's length space. He does. He's going to get a better exit. And he's going to have DRS. He's going to have to use more ERS than he would like to use though anyway. Because he's only going to be side by side with Reshka. Going to be barely ahead by the end. That's going to see Lifeboat up into P6. Spelled Wrong is quite close though still with Ghost as PL Morty spins again now on hard tires. Ouch. He's doing fine though. There can always be a safety car and he'll catch back up. Just needs to watch out, maybe watch out on throttle control. Maybe just a little bit too eager. Maybe go into higher gears. Not sure. Let's see. Ghost, no, Wumax being within 1 second of Aces in the top. Has Spelled Wrong pitted? Let's look at Race Director and see who's boxed so far. Oh, I guess not. Let's see. Okay, only Ghost, Lifeboat, and Reshka. And then these back runners all have pitted so far. Okay. So Spelled Wrong keeping up quite nicely on those old hard tires. As Ghost has caught up to Wumax. Not quite being in DRS window yet, but yes he is. Barely making it. But obviously having the better pace, so he would have caught them sooner or later anyway. As Lifeboat now is roughly 7 seconds behind Ghost, as he does set the fastest lap at 1:07.5. Rick a little squirmy off that exit. He's gonna have to watch out. Turn 3 is not gonna get any nicer. anytime soon. Now these 4 cars all quite close to each other, or 5. Alright, let's look at Monte Perez. As he's just finishing up lap 17. Nearly getting lapped by Rick. Yeah. There we can see Ghost within 3/10 of Wumax, although Wumax also having DRS from Aces vs Kings, so DRS really not being that effective for Ghost. He doesn't get the greatest of exit out of turn 1, and he's gonna have to sit back for this straight at least. Is he gonna get a better exit out of turn 3? He is, and Wumax is pulling to the side, trying to defend the inside, although he's going to be way ahead at the braking point. That's one position up for Ghost. He's going to be into P3, back into P3, I should say, and eyeing up Aces on those old hard tires. Lifeboat now 6 seconds behind Ghost, so catching up ever so slightly. As Ghost is now 3/10 from Aces, and Aces does not have DRS, so he'll be there like something. Let's see, Ghost overtake Aces. Is he going to do it before turn 3? He's going to be ahead before turn 3. Ace is going to get DRS off that corner, but Ghost is going to get that better exit on those newer hard tires. He's not going to have any problems with Aces. Aces is just going to enjoy his DRS for this lap. And then Ghost is going to set his eyes on to Rick, who's only 2 seconds ahead of him. So Ghost's strategy definitely paying off at the moment. Okay. Let's see. Ghost is still catching Rick. Aces is still within 1 second of Ghost. And these guys are also within 1 second of each other. After that, the guys being a little bit separated from each other. As Aces does get DRS again from Ghost, which he'll be thanking him. It's just some bonus time for nothing. As Aces is quite close to Rick, these two definitely still fighting on track. As Spellwrong and Wumax, as Spellwrong gets past Wumax, unusual overtake down into turn 5, but if it works, it works. As Aces seems like he's pitting this lap. Ooh, a little wide, but it should be within the spirit of the rules. As Wumax also boxes, that makes Lifeboat gain 2 positions for free, not having to fight through them. Although he doesn't get DRS off of them, so it could be a win-lose. As Rick does let Ghost by, as Ghost misbrakes completely, but Rick just sitting back, letting his teammate in front. No, he's not. Yes, he is. He's just gonna let Ghost by. He's not gonna put up much of a fight. Not a fight at all. He sees that the fight is with with Ghost and Lifeboat at the moment, and yeah, he might even want to work with Ghost together to get that Oh, as he touches that inside curb, he needs to watch out there. As Ghost and Rick could be working together here, because Ghost does have that faster tire, fresher tire, and Rick could get the DRS off of Ghost just to stay within him and get that extra pace, but he doesn't. Ghost saying thank you and goodbye to Rick, as potentially he's trying to drive away from Lifeboat, who has caught up. He's now only 4 seconds. Only 4 seconds between Life and Ghost at the moment. As Spelled Wrong has depleted all of his ERS while trying to stay within the DRS window of Rick. As, oh yeah, Ace is boxed, right? So Spelled Wrong being quite close to Rick and Aces vs Kings on strategy and pace-wise. Let's see, this is quite interesting. He's still within 1 second of Rick, as Rick does seem to be pitting. Rick not gonna cross the line. No, he's not. This means that Spelled Wrong is gonna inherit P2 for the moment, and Lifeboat is gonna inherit P3. There we go. As Lifeboat is right behind Spelled Wrong. He's not going to be losing too much time because he's going to get that DRS and activate his ERS. Spelled Wrong letting him by. Not going to put up too much of a fight. He knows that this is not his fight. Lifeboat saying a little thank you there on the exit. That's going to be P2 for Lifeboat right there. He's now only 3 seconds to Ghost, although those medium tires are going to start falling off soon, and Ghost having triple the battery that he does. As PRL Mortiperos spins again! What an unusual place to spin, as he is stuck in neutral. Watch out, don't back into the guys. As he rotates the car, yeah, you have to steer right to go left when you go backwards, but he gets it done. I don't think he got damage from that slight contact with the wall. He'll be fine, although he does officially get lapped now. Lifeboat now within 2.8 seconds of Ghost and Spelled Wrong. Boxing this lap, let's see where he is. So Rick, after pitting, being 4 seconds behind Aces. What? Yes, Rick after pitting being 4 seconds behind Aces. There being yellow flags, but I don't think anybody really spun. Anyway, and let's see where Spelled Wrong is going to head out. He's going to be heading out right behind Wumax, as it seems. Yes, he is. Hey, where did it go? There we go. Right behind Wumax and Rick. As Wumax very close to the end of Rick there. Is he going to get the better exit? He does get a good exit out of there. He's not using any ERS though. He just wants to stick behind Rick at the moment. Interesting, as PRL Mortiperos' car is exiting the pits. That's not great, as he may have retired after they already fitted his tires. Okay, where is this pack? There it is. Rick leading, Wumax leading, Spelled Wrong as Wumax spins. That's gonna be one free position for Spelled Wrong. He probably touched that inside curb and needs to watch out as he enters the pits. That's gonna... Okay. Oh, maybe he did try to box and spun on the... well, we'll see. Okay, let's see. Lifeboat has... I don't see the times. Has caught up to Ghost. 1.9 seconds. 9 seconds to DRS... 9 tenths to DRS range for Life, as he still is very much so attacking that curb. Let's see, Rick... Oh, Aces... No, wait, what? No, Spelled Wrong being... Yeah, Spelled Wrong was quite close to Rick. Almost 1 second to him, as he sets the fastest second sector. Here we can see Rick trying to get out of that 1 second range and Spellwrong trying to get into that 1 second range of the DRS. Spellwrong getting that DRS, although not getting the greatest exit out of the final corner. That's going to be to the benefit of Rick. He's just going to be able to pull away for now, as Spellwrong does hit the fastest lap of the race. Rick did catch up 1 second to Aces vs Kings, as the gap is now only 2.8 seconds in between, so he might be ever so slowly advancing forward to Aces vs Kings. But let's see, life about 1.4 seconds now to Ghost, as these medium tires are so much better than the hard compound tires. Did somebody just say the purple sector? No. Okay. There goes Spellwrong now is definitely out of that 1 second window for the moment. He's going to have to hope for Rick to make a mistake, although Rick only has 6% of ERS left, but Spellwrong doesn't have much more. Rick really using everything in his energy box system to get out of that 1 second range, as he sets the fast lap of race 1:06.7. I believe that's the first lap time into the 1:06s. I'm not too sure about that though, as he's now only 2.5 seconds to Aces vs Kings, although he does have 50% battery left and Rick has basically nothing. As we look now down to the Mercedes and Williams of Ghost and Lifeboat. As Lifeboat goes a little wide through that corner, that's going to probably be a warning. That's not going to help him get into that 1 second range. This is, though, as he is in this 1 second range, as he cuts the track again. I'm not sure if that was a track limits violation or not, as he has caught up now to Ghost. Ghost going to be looking in his rear view mirrors all the time now. Life within 0.7 of a second, but Ghost having nearly 100% battery left. He does really have the control of the situation at the moment, as Lifeboat is going to be hoping, I'm assuming, for a safety car or something to come out to be able to attack Ghost now. On more equal grounds, as his ailing hards aren't going to be good for long, and his energy deposit not existing basically, and he has a penalty not to forget, so he's going to be hoping for Ghost to get one as well. As Spellwrong and Rick are quite close to each other. Spellwrong fancying a move around the outside, Rick blocking the inside. Is he going to get the better exit? No, he's not. Rick is. Rick is going to just stay in front of Spellwrong at the moment, as Lifeboat is within 0.4 of Ghost. Spellwrong and Rick still quite close to each other. But here's the battle for the lead. Let's see if this back marker is going to give Ghost some DRS. No, he's not for the moment. Ghost is going to be pushing to get some. He's not going to get any in this lap. Who is this? As Lifeboat gets a little squirmy off of that exit. He's also going to get a toe off that Red Bull. He's going to have to watch out that he's not going to hold him up. As Aces gets... No, what? As Spellwrong gets past Rick, my bad. Ahead by the end of the braking zone, as far as I could see. Rick fancying a switchback. He would, but he can't because he's too far behind. Although Spellwrong on 8% ERS left, that's not going to be great for his case. Rick now on 30%, he's going to be eyeing up a move back into P5. His Lifeboat is now within 0.3 of Ghost. And Lifeboat gaining and gaining and gaining in ERS. So he is going to be fighting on more equal terms at the moment, as he is going to fancy a move this lap 31. As he breaks it, stops using ERS. Let's see. He does use a little ERS on the exit every time, maybe just to make sure that Ghost does have to use some of his. as Rick is within 7/10 of spelled wrong now. Doesn't seem that like Rick quite has the pace to keep him to stay behind him and wait for another attack. But let's see. As Rick does fall out of that DRS second. Okay, now back to Lifeboat and Ghost. Lifeboat, within 4/10 of Ghost. He's going to be running wide again as he gets another 3 seconds. That's going to basically finalize the end result of him and Ghost, unless Ghost makes a massive mistake, which, I mean, he definitely can, but this is not going to be good news for Life, as he was just a little bit too aggressive with the track rules. Now, let's see. Ghost usually using the guy who's going to back off a guy into the guy behind, but he could if Lifeboat, how many seconds does he have? As LB gets a 3-second penalty. Let's see, 6 seconds for Life, 6 seconds for spelled wrong. So this is going to be quite close, maybe to the end between Rick and spelled wrong, if spelled wrong is going to get pulled away. These tires are going to be absolutely done for a Lifeboat, I'm assuming. I mean, it's lap, we said 24, so it's going to be lap 20 for those medium tires. Next lap. Let's see here, spelled wrong. Within 1.3 seconds of Aces vs Kings. Catching up ever so slowly, but Aces doesn't have any penalties, which is definitely going to help him at the end of the race. Also, this is going to help him relax and potentially just let spelled wrong by if he does catch up. As Lifeboat is within 5/10 of a second. That's closer than the last couple of laps. And he saved up some ERS. So has Ghost, though. So let's see, spelled wrong is caught up to Aces vs Kings. Let's see this battle for the lead. Lifeboat vs Ghost, Ghost vs Lifeboat, which is all too famous week in, week out. Let's see here, Lifeboat. Is he going to eye up a move? Not quite. He's 6/10. That's like 3/10 too far back to eye up a move. He's going to have to sit back again another lap, which is going to definitely benefit Ghost, because Ghost is comparatively having less tire degradation to Lifeboat. As Ghost is quite slow there in turn 5. I'm not quite sure what's happening there. Maybe he has to do some fuel saving? Maybe something else. I'm not sure. I'm assuming massive fuel saving and not a puncture. As Lifeboat now is within 2/10 to Ghost. That's going to be quite close now here. As spelled wrong and Rick, no, as spelled wrong is 1/10 to Aces. But let's look at the lead again. Ghost, is he going to be able to keep Lifeboat behind? Both of them using all of their ERS that they have. Ghost going to be defending that inside line. Lifeboat going to look to send it around the outside. Lifeboat late on the brakes. Ghost a little bit later. He's going to force Lifeboat wide. Lifeboat going to have DRS. No, he's not. None of them have DRS. Is Lifeboat going to look to make a move down the inside? He would have to. You would think. No, he's not. He eyes up a move around the outside, which becomes the inside now for turn 5. Which isn't that successful at the moment. Okay, Lifeboat going to be a little bit frustrated with that as we look at Aces vs Kings versus, no. No, as spelled wrong did get past Aces vs Kings. I missed that, but we're watching the battle between Lifeboat and Ghost at the moment. I'm assuming that Ghost is saving fuel right now. As Lifeboat goes wide again, that's not going to help him at all. It's going to hurt his case as he loses precious time and energy. Let's see who's going to get the better exit. That's the final lap of the race. Lifeboat getting really screwy off that exit. Those medium tires ailing. He's going to have to watch out that he doesn't spin in the next half a lap. Meanwhile, Ghost is doing some massive fuel saving, I'm assuming, if we look at his throttle input. Yeah, that's some fuel saving, because Ghost doesn't usually back people up like that. Let's see here. These are all quite close to the end, but... What? Doesn't matter. As Lifeboat does try another move somewhere. Not quite. He's going to be going offline and going to be finishing P2 right behind Ghost. Ghost going to have a beautiful victory here in APPF1. Solid drive from him. Perfect strategy. That virtual safety car really helped him at the end. As Rick's... No. Somebody spun. Oh, Oh, here. As Playing spun. Anyway, Ghost, that virtual safety car really came in clutch for him. Lifeboat in P2 with those really old medium tires. Reshka gets a podium. Aces vs Kings finishing P4. Rick finishing P5. Spelled wrong P6. Womax with P7. P8 with LB Racing. Vans Racing finishing P9. To round off the top 10, F-Tronc, and P11 is playing in the Alpine, as Vans Racing is still racing and finishing now. As driver of the day is Aces vs Kings. He did do a great job. He had a great strategy, and he did have some nice pace. Just not quite there yet, losing the position in the end to Reshka and losing that podium position. So, P1 Lifeboat, P2 very close, P1 Ghost, P2 Lifeboat, very close, but getting that 6 seconds in track penalties, really having to watch out there next time not to get the crucial penalties. Reshka in P3, solid drive from him. Aces vs Kings, very solid drive from him. Rick in P5, little bit unlucky with the strategy, but also didn't quite have the pace to stay with Ghost and Lifeboat. Spelled wrong in P6, nice drive. And yeah. The two DNFs were PL Monteperez and Sep Miley. With Seb Mali crashing and Monteperez retiring from session after being lapped. If we look at the pit stops, there's only 3 pit. Oh, Umax stopped 3 times. Okay. Fastest lap going then to Rick with that 106.7, as he's the only driver. Yes, he was the only. Oh no, spelled wrong. Also got into the 106s. Okay. Well, awesome job, guys. Wait, should I maybe? Okay, everything's on there. Okay. Well, I'll see you guys next week. Should be Hungary. So.